Nearly half of all car seats on the road today are installed incorrectly. So if you are a parent, like we are, you may have questioned your approach, and you are not alone.
So to help, we rounded up one of the country's leading car seat safety experts. This is Josh. He's a certified child passenger safety technician from car seat manufacturer Chicco. And today, he's gonna help us choose the right car seat, install it perfectly, and use it correctly.
Let's dive in. All right, so before you can put your car seat in a vehicle, you have to get the right seat for your child. So Josh, where do new parents start?
Yeah, the right seat for your child is the one that's going to fit your child correctly. That's in your height and weight for your child. It's going to fit your vehicle correctly. And it's also going to be the one that's going to be easiest to install correctly every time. And really, when you're looking at all this and the first stage, it all starts here with infant car seats. And infant car seats specifically, they are the ones that you start with because they are rear facing only, and they really are ideal for mobility. So you're able to remove the carrier, and it has a stay-in-car base, and that mobility, you're able to attach it right into a stroller, so then it turns into the travel system.
That's really nice, the stay-in-car base. Love that.
Yeah.
And kids grow fast. So Josh, how does a parent know when it's time to move on from your infant car seat?
Right, so infant car seats are rear-facing seats only. They're gonna have weight limits typically at 30 pounds and heights at 30 to 32 inches. But the one thing that you really wanna make sure that you take a look at is making sure that when your child is gonna be outgrowing up towards about an inch from the top of that headrest, it is time to move on from the car seat and move into the next stage seat.
Got it. Okay, so that's going to bring us up to
the convertible car seat.
And that's roughly 1 year, 2 years?
Right, that's a really good question. And it always depends upon, you always want to maximize your rear facing usage. You want to maximize the value of your car seat and stay rear facing as long as possible. But typically children will outgrow their infant car seat in height long before weight, and that's when it's time to transition into the convertible car seat. And this is one that grows with you from rear facing to continue rear facing all the way into forward facing harness.
Now, this is where that statistic I mentioned about nearly 50% of car seats being used incorrectly comes into play. One of the biggest mistakes parents make, is my understanding, is that it's graduating too soon. Is that right?
Spot on. So you always want to take your time transitioning to the next phase. So it's always best to stay rear facing as long as possible, because that's what it's going to protect your child's head, neck, and spine in the event of a crash. So always keep in mind, don't rush them too fast.
Very reasonable. Makes a lot of sense. Something we're learning. And another thing that I just learned today, and I think a lot of parents don't know, is there's an actual weight limit on the LATCH system itself. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it is a small detail, but a very important one. So especially when we're talking about the convertible car seats, you're getting into the higher weight limits. I just mentioned up to 65 pounds you can get to this convertible car seat. There is a federal safety standard where if the total car seat weight plus your child equals 65 pounds, you must move into seat belt install. A nice little tip that I always like to give everyone is really to understand, typically when you're moving to forward facing with the harness, install that seat with the seat belt and you should be in good shape for the duration of that car seat.
Great tip. And then once they finally actually outgrow that forward facing harness and we're not rushing them, what's next?
Yeah, the very next stage is your booster seat.
Booster seat. All right.
So a booster seat is that last stage in car seats. And what that really means is when your child is the appropriate age and height and weight and maturity, and we'll get to that a little bit later, they are able to transition into the booster seat, which does not have a 5-point harness. You're actually being boosted up, your child's being boosted up, to where the vehicle seat belt is going to be at the strongest points of their body, the hip and the shoulder, so they are properly positioned in the event of a crash.
Gotcha. Okay. And one more tip before we move on. We're seeing a real need for slimmer seats that can fit 3 across. So make sure that you measure your back seat before you buy. Now, Josh is going to walk Dave through the next step, which is properly installing your seat once you've chosen it.
All right, folks, now we're at the second step. This is properly installing the car seat in your vehicle. Today we have a rear-facing infant car seat. Josh, you're gonna show us latch versus seatbelt.
That's right. Both latch and seatbelt are equally safe, but you need to choose one or the other. And typically right here we have an infant car seat base. The most typical install is going to be with the latch, and these are right here with your mini connectors, and they are going to connect right in here into your lower anchors of the vehicle.
And before Josh shows us how to use the latch, if you are looking to use this car seat but with a seatbelt, we have instructions for that at cargurus.com.
So installing the infant car seat base is really simple, especially with this latch attachment. Basically, you take the infant car seat base latch here. Make sure that you're always at the proper recline. We're going to recline with the bubble level right here, and then simply pull tight, and then we're going to check at the belt path. Does it move more than an inch side to side, front to back? And that's it.
All right, so that's what I've been hearing about this inch test. Tell me what that means.
Yeah, absolutely. Inch test is a great way to make sure you've installed the car seat to the vehicle. This is the infant car seat base. Now, once you've finished your process of attaching, recline, and secure, you simply take your hands, grab at the belt path. This is the belt path here. And you just try to move from side to side, front to back. If it does not move more than an inch, you've properly secured your car seat, and you can go about the rest of your process, which is placing the infant carrier in, and you are good to go.
Great, that's so easy.
So you've seen the infant seat installation, and now we have the convertible seat properly installed, but we're not done. We need to talk about getting your child safely into the seat and secured. So take it away, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. So now that we've installed the convertible car seat, it's now time to move on to what you're going to do every single day, which is securing your child into this 5-point harness. So the very first thing that you do is locate how to loosen the 5-point harness. It's typically going to be at this actuator right here. Now, we always locate our chest clip right here, and then we're going to open up the crotch buckle, and everything kind of splays forward, and you're able to place your child in. The next step is obviously connecting and securing. So first, we always start from bottom to top. That's a good way to remember. I'm going to do the crotch buckle first. And my tip here is, number one misuse in 5-point harnesses is that children are never secured enough around the hips. So you always want to secure the crotch buckle, and you not pull nice and tightly around your child's hips, and then we move right on to connecting the chest clip, and now we secure and tighten the 5-point harness. The nice test here to make sure you have done this properly is to make sure that you do the pinch test. And the pinch test is simply, I'm going to try to pinch more than an inch right here in my fingers of the webbing. If it slides out, that means you are nice and snug and secure, and your child is good to go for continuing on.
That is a really cool tip. Now, how does the pinch test apply if your kid is wearing a bulky coat?
It's a very good question. Our recommendation is to stay away from bulky clothing.
Get that out of there. Okay.
That's right. It's really best to try to keep it simple, right? Wear what your child needs, and then if it is cold outside or there's weather, secure your child wearing more simple clothing, and then you can always place a blanket over top of their lap if it is cold outside.
Use your coat as a blanket, right? But not underneath the
Correct.
seatbelt or the harness.
Correct.
All right, awesome. So now we're going to bring Dave back in to finish up here.
All right, folks, there you have it. 3 easy steps. 1, choose the right car seat for your stage. 2, install it so it passes the 1-inch test. And 3, once the kid is in, make sure that harness passes the pinch test every single time.
Car seat safety can feel overwhelming, but breaking it down makes all the difference. Making sure that you're choosing the right car seat, installing the right car seat, and then using it properly is really going to make sure that you and your family are traveling safely.
Huge thank you to Josh from Chicco for walking us through these setups in the Ford Maverick and the Hyundai Ioniq 9.
And remember, most Chicco car seats have a QR code right on the side, so you can easily look up install videos and recommendations, or check with your car seat brand for top tips.
Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for more great vehicle walkarounds and tons of helpful advice.
We'll see you on the next one.